Yeah, so I will quickly explain season season stage and activities to you now. So now we have when you are planning to cultivate a piece of land or a crop, you have to think of it as a season. That okay, this is the planting season, the planting season of maize. Yeah. So when you go to your farm, you want to okay, you go to that particular farm. So you go to that particular farm. Um, so you have seasons. So you can create a new season. So you can create a new season and you can call the season by the name. It is better you call it a name that is kind of relevant, contextual, and yeah. So something like, for example, I can call it okay, Maize. You know that I can say Maize S1 2023. That is that's S1. I will use it to stand for something like season one. So because it may takes maybe like 3 4 months. So it means that you can plant maize at least twice a year. So it means that you can have two seasons in 2023, you can have two seasons in 2024, you can have two seasons in 2025, you can have two seasons in 2026, and so on and so forth. So you can have two seasons, you can have three seasons. So you want to name your season, and okay, maybe by the crop, maize. This maize, this season, season is like a crop. Anyways, so maize season one, S1, first, that is first season. Then okay, year, just to know, so that when you see the name, you know okay, when you planted that crop, the which season it is, the name of the crop. So 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 that's why I named it like that. So if you click on this, so make sure that you click on this so that it will bring this very well. But of course, you can click on this twice. You'll be able to write it. But I prefer using this so that when you click on this, but if you click on this twice, click on it twice. You click on this twice too. You'll be able to write it very well. So but you can click on this icon. As I said, you can click on this icon so you can name your uh, so you can name let me see. Okay, so you've named that, so you can now indicate the year 2024. So it is important that you indicate the year so that the system knows, so that when they're trying to do some reporting and all of those things, this particular season is put in the right place. So you can write some notes just to remember for your sake, just to remember some few things about the season. You can just put some notes, then you can, but it is very important to put it anyways. It is important, I believe. So then you will now choose a produce. You know that that's why we have to do the settings before we start doing something like this. So you have to choose the produce. Is it maize? Okay, you choose maize. Is it cassava? Choose cassava. So the system needs that. So once you create a season like this, you will be able to fuse seasons. So that season is attached to this particular farm. You know that I had to choose a farm because I got before I got it. So it's acknowledged, okay, this is the season. So this is season, this is season page now. So it will automatically once you click on few seasons and it brings you to this page, it will automatically choose the first season on the that you have ever created. So it will choose the first. So it has chosen the first. So of course you can scroll down to choose to show the particular to choose the particular one that you really want to look at. So that's that. So the first one. So all of these are just cards showing some relevant numbers that we will still come to later on in the future. So let's go on. So you have reports, you, you have um you have season stages. This is where I'm focused on right now. Season stages and then activities. This particular equation is about season stages, and activity. So under each season, you now have season stages. Know that there are different stages. When you must have, you know what you want to plant, you know how you want to plant it, you know when you want to do this and that. So that is what season stages is about. Okay, there are some things you want to do first before planting, you already know that. So you have pre-planting. Let me just say pre-planting. So when you click on it, it will show you the page that will show everything. So once it shows you this, this the for that particular stage now, this is the page for it. So it shows you the progress, the cost, and everything that you have spent so far. Yeah. So now it's also gives you some privilege to do some reports, give reports, create new report, delete and all of, and edit some things. So but that's not our focus now. Our next focus is activities. So these are activities under pre-planting. You can see that it says activities under pre-planting. So you know that we already shows what's it called, the season. That's the name of the season. Then we have the season stage, which is pre-planting. So you can see that we can switch between season stages here. Yeah, we can choose between season stages here, so that this page will also customized and be adjusted to that season stage. But for now, let's focus on pre-planting. So pre-planting, so these are the activities under pre-planting. So these are the activities under pre-planting. We have bush clearing, plowing, and herbicide application. So when you go under each activities now, if you click on this button, you must click on this button to see further details about each activity. This particular button, not the text but the button. So click on this button, it will show all the other information you need and some other buttons that you need to do a few things under each activity. So you can view previous reports that have been submitted for an activity. So that maybe that every other person has submitted for that particular activity, can view it. You can add new reports. If you click on it to bring out where you can add reports, you can attach images and videos, you can attach a document, so and so on and so forth. So you can attach your location will be automatically attached anyway, so that this is just to track that, to make sure that the person that is giving reports actually visited the farm. So it's going to automatically track your location. Just let me automatically track your location. So now, so apart from that, that's reports. So you can view previous reports, as I said. Then you can make order. You can order for an input. So you will see that it is only here that you can see this button. For every other stage, you can add reports. You can view previous reports for any other thing like season. You can create. You can see that this is stage now. This is season stage. So this button that you can click on to add a report to a season stage, to this particular season stage. You can view previous reports that have been submitted for this season stage. You can delete season stage. You can edit season stage. But for something like this, for ordering for inputs that you will use for a particular activity, it is under an activity that you will see this button. So because all the inputs that you are going to use throughout the scene, they must be attached to a particular activity. So that's where you can see the button. So if you click on it now to show you, do you want to view pending orders? Do you want to create a new order? So if you click on view pending orders, it will give you all of this. It will give you all this. So if it gives you this, so it will let you know if the admin has approved or the admin has not. Then you can click on it to edit if you have the permission, if the person currently using it has permission. So, and of course, when you click on this, it will show you all the information that you need about that particular order. So when you see this order now, when you see this order, so when you see this order, so each when you see this order, you will notice that there are some input field that you cannot and you cannot edit. So for this one now, other name you can't edit it. So you can't edit it, but you can edit your, if it's delivered, admin delivery approval, the status. I'm seeing this now. I'm able to edit it now to change the status because I am the admin. I am the one in charge, or I am the owner, or I have the permission to do it. That's why I'm able to see to change the status. Yeah. So I can add. So for this one now, for this button now, it is only if you are the owner of the organization, if you are the one that create, and that is that you have the permission. Yeah, there's a permission that takes care of that, and that is that's the input order edit permission. You will see all those permissions. So if you, yes, input order edit permission. So if you go to under roles and permissions, you will see input order, then you will see edit. So if you give them an edit permission for input order, they will be able to edit an input order for for that particular farm. Yeah, for a particular farm. So that's it. So now for the particular farm that they belong. Yeah. So now so that's that. So you can also edit this description. Yeah, you can also you can add quantity. You can adjust the quantity figure that has been delivered. I will still explain this admin and supervisor thing. Then you can edit the price, but you will see that you cannot edit this as well. You can't edit request quantity. So when you open input order like this that has been requested before, when you open it like this, you will see that there are some fields that you cannot edit and there are some fields that you can edit. So two groups of people can edit an input order. So we assume that, okay, it is either the admin, or let me say the owner of the organization, of the current organization, the owner of the current organization, or the roles, the employees or people that have a particular role, and that role has the permission to edit input orders. They can also do it. Or yes, so that's it. Or the person that actually creates the input order in the first place. So let me just say, if you create the input order, that means you have the permission anyway to do so. So if you create it, that means you probably have the permission to also edit it. So it is, I don't think it's reasonable for you to give them a permission to make an order, or an order for a particular role, to make an order request, and now not give them permission to actually edit it. So but you can do it anyhow that you like. It's your prerogative. So you can so just two groups of people: those that have the permission and the owner of the business. Yeah, the system will recognize the owner of the business when they log in. Don't worry about that. The system will recognize the owner of the business when they log in. So, and the system will also recognize other people that have the appropriate permission when they also log in, or when they switch into that particular business. The system will recognize them too. So it's as simple as that. So don't bother about it. So depending on your permission, what you have in this business, there are some fields that you'll be able to fill, and there are some fields that you will not be able to fill. Now, to fill. So for this one now, nobody is going to be able to change the name of the order. And for this one now, I'm saying it because I am the admin, I'm the owner of the business. So if I'm not the owner of the business and I am the one that has the permission, I'm just someone that has the permission to change something. So this I will see this, but it will be at the bottom here. So it will look something like this. So I will not be able to change it, but I will just see the status. So for example, now I can see the status for the supervisor. We wrote the supervisor here just to represent the person that has the permission. Any other person that has the permission to make edits, or the person that actually submitted it. so the person that actually submitted it. So if you are the one, you will be able to so the admin will be able to just see that, okay, that person that make the request, or any other person that has the permission to make requests and to edit an input order. So we know that, okay, they have approved it, that person has approved it, and of course we will not be able to change it. Also, we will be able to the admin will be able to see the quantity that they have approved, that they acknowledge that that has been delivered to them. So the supervisor that we are talking about, you don't need to create someone, you don't need to call your own person supervisor. We are just using it as, we are just assuming this is, so because we need to put something there, that's why we put that there. So we just assume that, okay, the supervisor on the farm that will be making requests for inputs. Okay, I need 10 packs of fertilizer and 10 bags of herbicide, and also all sorts of things. So it is we assume that that's why we wrote supervisor. So but anybody that has the permission in that farm to do this, so they are the ones that will be able to edit this one. You get, they will be able to edit this, they'll be able to change the status, and they'll be able to write a description. You get. But as an admin now, I will not be able to edit that for them. I can only undo what is my part, but I am seeing it because I want to see what they think about the delivery, the order request so far, and so that I can make the right judgment also when I'm writing my notes and when I'm saying, okay, whether to approve it or not. So and also I'm going to compare this. Now you will see that even as an admin now, I'm unable to edit this, but I am able to edit the price. It is only the admin, just to note, that can edit the price per unit. So you are just things, because we need this price per unit, the system needs this price per unit to track the cost of each of the items. So we want to get the cost at the moment that you actually make the delivery for the farm, because we know that over several months, over the season, prices of different things might change. So at the beginning of the season, you might be buying a bottle of fertilizer for 11,500. Maybe at the middle, when it might have turned to maybe like 15,500. So we want to get that amount, that price, at that time that you actually make the delivery to the farm for them to use. So that's why we need you to state it at that time. And of course, so now, as I was trying to say, you will see that I'm unable to, I click on it, I'm double clicking on it, and I'm unable to even change the figure. It is because I have already said that I have approved it here. I've already approved it here. I already said I have approved it here. That's why it is not. So it's when I said as an admin, as the person in charge, like the person in the last command that dish out all the things, that has the permission. Let me just say that we have decided that I have approved. So me approving is like me closing this particular order when I did it. So I have closed this order. I'm not supposed to come back there and change anything. So if I want to change something, I will have to go back to the supervisor. This is just to protect the supervisor or the other person at the other side. The person at the other side that made the request. This is just to protect that person, so that you don't change figures behind their back and they are now looking at, this is not what I approved, and all those things. So you have to consult them again, like Shaman, and this it's actually 12 that we sent instead of 11. So can you please just release your site, so that in such a way that you what you are going to have to do now in this supervisor, which is the other person, you have to change the status from approved and turn it into unapproved. So when they turn it to unapproved, they will now that means, of course, they have agreed with you that what you said makes sense and it is the truth. So they will unapprove it. So when they unapprove it, So of course, you too, you will first have to change your own from approved to unapproved. So when you change it to unapproved, you will must have discussed with them so that they are also abreast of the situation that you want to increase. So when you change yours to unapproved, you will discuss with them, as I said. They will now come and change theirs to unapproved. So when because you change yours to unapproved, that is when they will be able to also edit this. Because if you leave yours at approved, they on the other side will not also be able to change the figure. So it's just to protect both parties. So when you say, so if you want them to change the figure, to agree with you on that figure, you must first change your own status to unapproved, so that they are able to edit the figure and also change their own status to unapproved. So when they change their own status to unapproved, you will now be able to edit the figure to what you both agreed. So when you agree the figure, when you are able to edit the figure, you still leave your own at unapproved, so that they can be able to also feel what you have done, feel what they have done. They'll be able to feel what you have done and note that, okay, the figure that you have entered is the figure they support. So they will now approve it. So when they approve it, you will now go ahead and approve yours. So it's like that. So just note that whenever, let's say you are the admin and I am the supervisor that made the request, I'm the supervisor that made the request from the farm. Whenever you say an input order request has been approved, I will not be able to change the figure, meaning that I am the supervisor that made the request. I will not be able to change the quantity delivered on my side ever again. So, and of course, because I, as the supervisor, I have also, whenever I have also marked that input order approved on my side, you too, you will not be able to ever change the figure that is delivered, that we both agreed that has been delivered. You'll not be able to change. Of course, you can change the input and the price per unit, and you can also change the, what's it called? You can also change the status of the approval. You can change it, because that's like the key to what determines if we can change that figure or those figures or not. So you will know that. So that's just it. It's both at both sides. So the first step is, okay, the supervisor from the farm makes an input order request. They request for an input. So when they request for it, you as the person in charge that is always dishing out the input, you look at it, you see that it's reasonable, because you must have communicated and discussed with the relevant persons, and you agree. So it's not necessary that you give them everything they request for. If they requested for 15 now, you guys might later talk somewhere and talk with some people, and they say, okay, you can use 13. Of course, you will not be able to change that figure that was initially requested. It is for security purpose, just to maintain the integrity of both parties. So you will not be able to change that figure, but you can change the figure to, okay, what the figure that reflects what was delivered. You can change that figure on your side, and the supervisor can also change their own figure on their side. So when at the point of you authorizing the delivery of the input to the farm, you will indicate the number, the quantity delivered. So if you indicate it as 13 or 11, let's say 13. In this case now, it was 13 that was requested for. You can see it here, requested quantity, but it was 11 that was delivered. So let's say, so you enter 11. That's okay. That's what I have approved. So the person that got it in the farm, who we are referring to as the supervisor, we see what you have done. We see that, okay, you on the system, you said you sent 11 instead of the 13 they requested. Okay, they will count what they are saying physically and see that it's truly 11. So they will say, okay, that makes sense, and they will, okay, so they must have discussed with you, are you still sending 2 more to make up to the 13 that we requested, you will say no or you will say yes. If you say yes, and they will still leave the input order like that and just put 11 and just update the quantity that has been delivered so far, but they will leave the approval status as unapproved, because the moment they say oh approved, the system assumes that on their side they have closed it, they have closed their request. So and of course you too, you will not be able to change the delivered quantity on your own side again. So if they are still expecting you to deliver the remaining 2, they will just enter 11 and update it and leave their approval status as unapproved. But if you said no, for this particular order we are delivering just 11, so they know that okay, case closed, they just put the 11 there, they change the status to approved, and they update, they send it, they close the ticket. So on your own side too, you will see that of course you must have changed, of course you must have entered 11, because if they don't see that you have entered the figure 11 from your own side, if they cannot verify that you have entered it, they are not supposed to mark it. They mark it from their own side as approved, because you will not be able to change it later. So they must have seen that the quantity you enter from your side is 11 and then agree with you and then mark it as approved. So now that you have noticed that as the person that has the final say, you will now say okay, they've now told you that okay, that one has been approved from their own side, or you can discover that when you are taking an inspection of the system, you are seeing it and you say okay, let me look at this other request. Okay, you now saw that okay, they have agreed with you that 11 is okay for what they want to do and they have marked it as approved. You now say, because you are the admin, you are the one that has the final say, you now say okay, you will not, of course at that time you are, since they've already marked it as approved at their side, you are not able to change the quantity again from your side. So the only thing you can do is maybe write some few things as notes and then mark it as approved. So once you mark it as approved, the system assumes that that case is closed. That request has been fulfilled to the best way you can fulfill it, and then you move on to other things, of course. So I just want to take the time, because this is a very important part of this system, because if you are not able to do it properly, you will not be able to get appropriate figures when we are calculating costs of that you use to plant and all of those things. You will not be able to calculate it. It will just be messed up. So you have to get it very, very well. So that is that. So now that we have talked about input order, I'm happy about that. But so you know that in this video we talked about season, 3 stages, 3 important stages: season stages, then activities. So we have a season. So under a season, let's say maize, we are planting maize. That's a season, and we have given it date and all of those things. So under that season, we will have stages, maybe pre-planting, maybe planting, and then post-planting, and all of those things. Maybe harvesting too is another stage. So you will have under a season, you will have several stages, which we call season stages. Then under each of the stage, you will have activities that you want to do under it. So activities that you want to do under it. So you can have several activities under a season stage. So you can have several activities. So under each activity, that's where you can order for an input. The input that you are going to order for can be labor, maybe the person that will help you operate the tractor, any other thing, anything, or all your employees, you have to factor them here. If you want the system to capture their salary and everything, this is where you need it. So if you have an employee that, even if the employee is always with you and they are on salary every month, you have to factor them into system that okay, their salary this month is going to be part of a particular activity, some scheduled activity that you have illustrated for that month. So you will have to make them part of the labor that you must request for. You get as an input. So you request for them for them as an input, so that you know that how many staff and all of those things. You have to figure it out, because if you don't let the system know that these are your costs and these are the inputs you are using over the month and over the season, the system will not be able to calculate what you spent in an activity and so on. So how the system calculates is that it calculates what you spend in an activity, then use that one to calculate what you spend in each of the activities in a particular season stage, and then use that one to calculate what you spend in all of the season stage put together. Then that one used it to calculate what you spend for that particular season. So I believe you can understand me. I don't want to pass 30 minutes. So thank you so much. Yeah.